Welcome to part 2 of the Super Back to the Future 2 commentary. And, Griff Tannen. Yes, this is Biff Tannen's grandson. He is ticked off for getting beaten the crap out of by Marty McFly. Or Marty McFly Jr. in this case. Yes, I've been studying Back to the Future 2 a bit. So, Doc labels, Michael J. Fox as Marty McFly Jr., not Marty McFly, just so he can be portrayed as the current, in quotes, modern Marty McFly. That way no confusion is brought in. And, yeah. And, falling platforms, oh god. Yeah, primarily the only thing I don't really like about this stage is the falling platforms, especially when you accidentally get hit. Yeah. But I digress. So nevertheless, this takes place in the afternoon. What you're seeing here is afternoon of October 21, 2015. And according to the storyline, Doc has hypnotized Jennifer, Marty's girlfriend, and has left her incapacitated in an alley. That's crazy. Why the crap would you just incapacitate her like that? Why would you just have her this way? Doc, what were you thinking? Christopher Lloyd character, what were you thinking when you did this game? Good God! By the way, I actually haven't gotten way too much in this game yet to actually see if Marty McFly Jr. is seen anywhere in the game itself. Hopefully if they do a Back to the Future 2 for the PlayStation 3, they'll do this kind of a gimmick. But nevertheless. So, as you saw in the opening cutscene of this segment, pardon me. Oh yeah, by the way, these cars, don't hold the dash button or else you will lose your momentum. Or forte or whatever the crap you call it. But nevertheless, and as you saw in the opening cutscene, Griff had sent, like, 3 hoverboarders out to beat the crap out of Michael J. Fox for him. So what does Michael J. Fox do? Well, him being the bad anus that he is, he goes out there to go on his hoverboard and beat the crap out of these 3. However, I think in the movie, I actually, as I said, I never got to see the movie, but I do believe that there is a chase that is involved. I believe he's being chased by these 3 people. And that would make sense for a character that's from the year 1985, and, oh boy. Might as well mention, like, when you're playing this game, you'll notice that this game, storyline-wise, is superior to that of the NES Back to the Future games and the Sega Genesis version of Back to the Future 3. This is the only good Back to the Future game, and I loves it! Yes, I'm pulling off a Clement here and saying I loves it. No, literally, I do love it. I love this game. And I find the other 2 to not be so plotline based. If the game was more plotline based by a group like LJN or whatever, then okay, I'd give the game a chance. But in this case, no. No. And, caught by accident. Ownage! Oh god! I didn't expect him to have a saber that shoots out waves. Oh god. But yeah, that wasn't too bad. But yeah, if we had better Back to the Future games for the NES and the Sega Genesis, then I probably would have given Back to the Future Parts 2 and 3, and Back to the Future 3 for Sega Genesis a much more better time. Now don't get me wrong, I do have the games on the Master System. I have Back to the Future Parts 2 and 3 on Master System, but I don't bother with that game. Jesus. Nevertheless, I don't know why they call this stage Frog. I'm guessing that's just a Japanese translation error. But nevertheless, now Griff Tannen is trying to beat the crap out of Marty again. So what you have to do is, either you can either jump on him by jumping on the top of the baseball bats, as you just saw there, or you can wait for him to get into the center and turn on the water fountain. Either way, you will give him damage, and I don't know why he would jump out of the water. He's not in the pool. He clearly fell out of the tower. Also, I noticed it takes some time for him to move to the center, which actually confuses the crap out of me. Hey, careful if he does this dive attack. Make sure you have the fountain directly head on, or else you will get hit as I did. And again, nice invincibility times. Jesus. By the way, this is my first time doing this boss fight, so I'm actually surprised that I was able to defeat him on my first try without dying. You know, it's actually rare that I'd ever beat a boss on my first try without knowing what I'm going into. Like, when I played Symphony of the Night for the first time, let's go into a tangent about Symphony of the Night. I actually had to watch Brain Scratch comms to go back and view everything I was doing, and, yeah, because I played Symphony of the Night many years ago, but it's been so long since I've done that, so, yeah. And Ownage! You notice the last hit when he gets hit into the front of the tower. Now, more stuff gets talked about by Doc here, but just like any old villain, Griff decides to head back to the year 1995 by stealing the ducking DeLorean. What the Doc, what are you thinking? You don't leave the DeLorean unattended. You don't do that. Oh, and hey, it's the Iron level coming up next. You won't see that until part 3. But that'll be something worth waiting for, won't it? And yes, I say Iron. I'm part Canadian, okay? I know the Clement says Iron, but I say Iron as well. I don't say Iron. I can say Iron and Iron, but it doesn't matter. I'm multilingual that way. I can speak any form of English. You give me any form of English, and that's what you get. Nevertheless, I will see you in part 3 for when I tackle the Iron stage! I don't care what you say, I'm part Canadian, god dang it! I don't care! Alright. I'll see you in part 3.